FalconPan!
Hey gamers, I've got another collection video this month, but there is a slight format change. I'm gonna stop doing it as a monthly thing, because my spending on games is gonna start decreasing now, and instead I'm going to do it whenever I just have a bunch of games to show you. And I have a bunch of games to show you. Starting off with games for a new console. I bought an Xbox 360 off a friend for a great price. Actually, I'm going to leave a whole stack here and show them to you one at a time. First off, this I'm playing right now. It's Alan Wake by Remedy. It's an Xbox exclusive, even though like last year I think they released a PC version, a collector's edition that had the DLC in it as well. But it was originally an Xbox 360 exclusive. And it's one of the main reasons I wanted an Xbox. This is a brilliant game. When this came out, because I didn't have the console and I really liked the concept, I bought the novel adaptation of this book, of this game, and I read the book. I sped through it. It was a real page turner, and I absolutely loved it. So now that I'm playing it as a video game, I'm picking up on all the foreshadowing in the story, plus I'm experiencing it in a whole different way, which is far superior for me to just reading it. It's much more immersive when you're actually playing this game. It's a third-person shooter. It's a psychological thriller slash horror game slash survival horror game. You need to conserve your flashlight batteries and your ammo. The main gimmick is that the enemies are shrouded in darkness and you need to burn the darkness away with your flashlight. I'm not going to say anything more because you really need to experience this from the ground up. It's an amazing game, must have for the 360. Next up, Pro Evolution Soccer 6. These are all games that came with the Xbox I bought for my friend, by the way. I'm not much of a soccer or football fan, but I have had fun playing Pro Evolution games with friends. That's like the only way to maybe enjoy them. This is actually the first Pro Evolution game I actually own. Every other time I've played a game in this series, it was at a friend's house. But yeah, it's cool to own one for myself, even if it's a grossly outdated version. This is like 8 years old now. And these games age remarkably well. So I don't know why they keep releasing a new one every year. Next up is Kinect Adventures. Oh yeah, the Xbox came with a Kinect. I have not played this because I don't like the Kinect. Fable 3. I'm told this is another reason to own an Xbox. Everyone must have at least heard of the Fable series, where you start off and you decide your own fate and stuff. It's a Western RPG. I have not played it yet, so I can't give you my own impressions. This next game, I was really excited about it when it first came out, SpiderManShattered Dimensions. I didn't, however, pick this up, because it got really mediocre reviews, but with superhero games, at least most of the time, you don't pay for an amazing game, unless it's the Batman Arkham series. Most of the time, you just pay for a really fun game, even if it is repetitive, or linear, or doesn't require much thought. And this is what I'm expecting now from this game, and I hope I'm not disappointed, because Spider-Man is awesome, and I love Spider-Man Noir. His inclusion in the game was what made me hyped about it when it first came out. Next, Tom Clancy's Endwars. Not much of a Tom Clancy fan, to be honest, but I might as well give this a shot now that I have it. I don't actually know exactly what this game is. It seems to be a strategy game. And strategy's fun. I prefer it over shooters, so yeah, I'll give this a try. I'll go to PSP next. These 3 games I bought together, and they are Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection. This is the special edition, which includes the art cards and the screen wiper, and The first, Dissidia Final Fantasy. Now, I didn't own any of these games before. All three were on my wish list, and finding them together in a bundle, ignore the sticker prices if you can see them, finding them together in a bundle for really cheap really made my day. These are amazing games. Final Fantasy II is an updated remake of the second one. Final Fantasy IV is an updated remake of the fourth one, which includes apparently some Japan-only stuff that wasn't previously released in the West. And Dissidia Final Fantasy is a fighting game with Final Fantasy characters and RPG elements. My problem is, though, they're all sealed, and I don't know whether it's worth removing the seal to play them, because I've been meaning to play all three of them. Maybe I'll finally reach a verdict after I finished Final Fantasy III on the DS. Next up, I was in England not very long ago, and then HMV was having a closing down sale, and everything was 50% off. And this is Dead or Alive Paradise, which from what I understand is a remake of that really sleazy volleyball game for the original Xbox. I haven't played this. I don't know if I'm gonna play this, but it was like 90 pence full price, so I bought this for 45 pence, whatever. Ecoshift is, from what I understand, a puzzle game, and I do like me some puzzle games. However, I have not played this yet, and I can't give you any reviews, but it's either a first or second party game, because it has the Sony Computer Entertainment logo on the box, and that usually gains my confidence, because most of Sony's first and second party games tend to be kind of awesome. Pursuit Force Extreme Justice. What can I say about this? I've played this at a friend before, and it was quite fun. You're this rogue cop, and you're in cars, and you're chasing people, and then you jump onto their cars, and you beat up the thugs in the cars. It's pretty fun. It's very action-packed gameplay. From what I know, it's a PSP exclusive, but I think this game was ported onto the PS2 at some point. But yeah, cool to have it on the PSP. It's a nice mobile game. Next, the PS3. This is the promotional disc for Beyond Two Souls by Quantic Dream. I was really lucky to find this. I saw some really mediocre and bad reviews for it, which is a shame because it was set up to be such a nice game. Quantic Dream makes really cool stuff like Fahrenheit or Heavy Rain, but from what I hear, the gameplay is kind of The story itself is kind of weird with like really odd character development. It's a shame because like from the behind the scenes stuff and from trailers you can see that Quantic Dream put a lot of effort into refining this, and the actors put a lot of effort into making the best with the script they had, but apparently the script itself and the story itself are kind of meh. So this is not my personal opinion. This is what I gathered from friends who have played the game and from reviews I saw online. I've yet to pop this in and give it a try, but now that I have it, I'm sure to do so. I might even do a review of it of my own at some point. Next, I've got The Last of Us. Fantastic game by Naughty Dog. The story is superb. You should know about this game already. It's been Game of the Year on so many lists. It's redundant of me to talk about it in more depth. It's basically a third-person shooter with zombies, and there's some stealth elements. That's all I'm going to say. This is actually not an acquisition, but something I lent a friend of mine over a year ago, and he just returned to me a couple of weeks ago. This is Need for Speed Undercover on the PS3. It was my first racing game for the console. I know that general reception of it was relatively poor, but I personally really enjoyed it. It's a really fun racing game, solid mechanics, the cars control really well. The difficulty was a bit too easy, I remember. I just sped through this game, but I had a lot of fun doing so, and that's what really counts. This is a really cool racing game by EA. Speaking of racing, Twisted Metal, also from the sale at HMV. I bought it used, but it came with an unused code to get Twisted Metal Black, which is awesome. I really like the visuals. I haven't played any of the previous Twisted Metal games, so I don't know about the roster. I read that apparently it's a smaller roster than some previous games, and many people were quite underwhelmed by that. But for me, who's really from a complete outsider's perspective, it's a really fun game. It's kind of dark but wacky at the same time, so it gets this really weird balance. And it overall comes off as really fun to watch and really fun to play. The visuals are awesome. The characters are cool. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to drive an ice cream truck and blow stuff up? Next up, a couple of sealed Wii games. The Blob and Overlord, Dark Legend. I have the same problem with these as with the PSP games. I've been wanting to play both of them, but these are sealed, and I don't know if it's worth getting them unsealed. The Overlord's packing is a bit scuffed at the corner. I don't know if it's visible on camera, so I might play this. But the Blob is in such mint condition, I don't know if it's worth it to just play the game. Because I talked about this when I got the Blob 2. It's got some really good reviews. It's considered a hidden gem on the system. And now I have both the Blob games, and they're both sealed. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, next I have 3 DS games. Again from HMV. Beat City, which is a rhythm game. Beat the Intro, which is a trivia game. And Flower, Sun, and Rain, Murder and Mystery in Paradise, which is a murder mystery game, like a point-and-click adventure style kind of game from what I understand. I haven't played this yet. It's published by Rising Star Games here in Europe, who usually publish really cool Japanese games, and the screenshots at the back show some really charming visuals. I don't know if you can see them well on camera. The light's a bit because again, it's still winter and I'm not getting much natural light. But yeah, the pictures look pretty. The premise sounds interesting. It's a murder mystery on a tropical island, and I'm probably going to give this a shot later this month or next month or whatever. I have one more item to show you, which I'm not keeping for my own personal collection, so let me just transition to that real quick. So the final item I picked up is a copy of Hitman Sniper Challenge. This is a sealed box. This is the DLC that came with the pre-order of Hitman Absolution. I don't personally collect this sort of physical DLC stuff, so I got this to trade. This was £2 and 50% off made it £1, and all the rest of the games there were £6, so £3 with 50% off. And I thought I might as well snag this. It's probably a mislabel. So yeah, I got this really cheap, and I'm looking to trade it with something physical, like a disc or a cartridge or something. But yeah, this is everything I've picked up this month so far, and in December, I guess. When was my last video? Was it November? Well, it's everything I've picked up since then. And I'm probably going to pick up some more stuff later this month. There's another gaming bazaar on the 19th of January, again hosted outside of Gamers Boulevard in Nicosia. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to get some more stuff for my 360, maybe some more PS2 games, and any other gems I stumble across. So once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time, whenever that is. Cheers.